Hello and welcome to this short video lecture. My name is Margaret Floyd and today I'll be talking about plagiarism. Before actually defining plagiarism, I want you to take a moment and imagine for me graduation day. You complete all of these tough and sometimes tedious courses, and you can now finally celebrate the end of school, the beginning of your career, the dawn of the next stage of your life. Now let's imagine on the day of graduation, you put on your finest clothes, and then you put on your cap and your gown, you drive down for commencement, you line up, and when the time comes, you wait for your name to be called and you walk up to the stage. Now this is a huge moment. You see your family and your friends, they're so excited for you, and you walk up to the president, he hands you your diploma, and you're just beaming because you know that all of your hard work got you to this point, and it is time to celebrate your achievements. That's a wonderful picture. That's why we're here. This is an exciting moment that we're all driving towards. But let's imagine something horrible happens. Let's imagine that, unfortunately, as you step down off the stage, another student walks up to you and snatches that diploma from you. Let's say that they grab it from you and they scrawl their name over your name and they just kind of cross out your name. Imagine that even though you did all of the work and your credit hours are under your own name, this student somehow is able to convince all in attendance, especially the president of Midlands Tech, that your degree is actually his just because he physically holds it in his hands and he's put his name where your name should be. Imagine your feeling of helplessness and probably outrage as the college, let's just say, supports his argument, transfers all of your credit hours to him, and tells you to get back to class and hit those books. Now that would be horrible. I mean, obviously, this kind of a story is very overly dramatic and it has no truth in reality. Honestly, once you earn your degree, no one's taking that away from you. It's a wonderful time of celebration. All of those credit hours will always be credited to you because you alone did all of that hard work, and it's always an exciting thing to think about and to look forward to. However, stealing someone's hard work and taking it for oneself is hardly rare in academic classes. Students may not realize it, but when they commit plagiarism, whether intentionally or unintentionally, they are stealing from someone else and taking credit for that person's ideas, words, and even their own sentence structures. In other words, plagiarism isn't something to just kind of roll our eyes about or hide away from or really not think about. Honestly, plagiarism should be hugely offensive to anyone who doesn't want his or her own stuff to be stolen, and that should be all of us. So what is plagiarism? The textbook definition is when we incorporate the words, ideas, or materials of others into our own work without giving proper credit through appropriate citations and documentations. And that's from the Everyone's an Author text. One big question that I typically have with students is, why does it matter? I mean, plagiarism, yes, it's unethical behavior, but ultimately, if there's a mistake here or there, why do institutions of higher education care so much? Well, there are two really big things. Number one, you're working so hard towards your degree, or at least, we hope you are. We hope that we're all working together towards getting you to that achievement of success that you've been looking forward to. So if you're taking any sort of shortcut, like you're cheating, or maybe you're on your cell phone a little bit too much, or, plagiarism, you're not actually learning the skills that you need to actually own that degree, number one, and do well in the workforce. So number one, you're paying all this money and putting all this time and effort into education, and you're not really earning it. So that's kind of a bummer. But another thing is, once you get into the workforce, if there's been any sense of plagiarism on your part or cheating or anything like that, or if you know of plenty of other people doing it at this institution, we kind of run the risk of ruining the credibility of any institution of higher education when students routinely get away with presenting someone else's work as their own. So unfortunately, what that means is if Midlands Tech were to allow that to go on and on and on, our credibility as an institution of higher education would be greatly diminished, which means all those beautiful credit hours you earned, that gorgeous diploma that you have, it's not quite as strong if the great business you want to work at has heard some nasty rumors about Midlands Tech. So at Midlands Tech, we're always going to take it seriously. We're always going to hold people accountable. We're always going to be striving for that higher standard that we've set in education when it comes to academic integrity. So thank you so much for watching this very short lecture video on plagiarism. If you have any questions or if you'd like some clarification on any of the ideas that are discussed, do keep in mind that your instructor may have additional information on the concepts explored in this video. So always make sure to seek clarification on those ideas that might be unclear to you, or if you have questions, always look to your instructor for answers.